You know, when I set this trap, I didn't think anyone would be stupid enough to set it off. Congratulations, you're an absolute moron. Why are you so indignant about me placing protections on my own home? You aren't the first elf to try to break in, you know. You might have been better off knocking on the door and asking politely to come in. Though, I would probably still have tried to kill you. Not talking, huh? Interesting. Every other elf has done the opposite. Now, I don't know if you understand the situation you're in. What on earth possessed you to break into the house of a declared enemy of the elves? Do you not know who I am? What I did to your high priestess? Ah, so you do know who I am. In that case, tell me, what exactly was your plan here? You've been wounded by my defensive magic and will likely be unable to defend yourself or escape. Your next words could very well determine whether I let you live, so speak wisely. Why are you here? Try to crawl away, are we? There's no point. There are only 2 exits, and I doubt you'll be able to get past me or through that window over there. I'd give up if I were you. Oh, swearing at me won't help. I understand everything you're saying. This doesn't help your case, you know. I guess you leave me no choice then. Impressive, isn't it? One of the most reliable spells. Can't go wrong with magic ropes. They don't kill, don't mutilate, don't coerce. But when a person is deprived of freedom of movement, they feel defenseless and incapable of further resistance. Honestly, they might be worse than suggestion spells. Under the influence of magical suggestion, no one realizes how badly their will is actually broken. You can't get rid of them. They're magic, you idiot. At this point, your fate is in my hands. Though I think you're well aware of that. You're panicked. You feel as though you must do something that could help you escape. Unfortunately, Elf, you should have thought of that before I caught you. So, if you don't want to talk, I'll start asking questions. It would be best for you if you answered honestly. So, who sent you? How much swearing will you subject me to today? I'm starting to consider washing out your filthy mouth. But since you apparently don't understand the situation you're in, those ropes feel tighter now, don't they? I can make things worse for you. So why don't you cooperate? Answer the question. A predictable answer. You came alone, you say, but I'm not stupid enough to believe that. You may be in my house alone, but that doesn't mean you weren't aided. So, how did your companions get around my deduction spells, and how did you elves learn to cheat such high-level magic? Fine. Let's assume I believe you, and that you really did come here of your own volition. I have 2 questions. Why would you come here? And are you stupid or just insane? Yes, stupid. I'm sure you cased my house before you broke in. You knew I was here, and you knew what I'd done. Only someone stupid or insane would do something so likely to get themselves killed. You need to talk to me. Now, isn't that strange? This is some kind of distraction, isn't it? You really didn't think this one through, did you? Do you think I'm stupid? Why would you, an elf, need to discuss anything with me, the so-called hope killer? I don't follow. You know what she did? Who's she? The High Priestess? What do you mean? Why are you asking about that? Who are you? How did you even get that information? Why would someone like you know about that? No way the Order would just let anyone find out about. Okay, so you found out about her plan. What does that have to do with you coming to find me? She's dead, so why does it matter? Wait, hold on. What do you mean resurrection? Start all this over. Who's resurrecting? Where's this coming from? Where are you hearing this? You need to tell me everything you know. Now. Well, yes, I suppose I'll untie you. Are you going to stay put if I do? Fine. Just... This is so stupid. I can't believe. Okay, there. Now, start talking. So, let me get this straight. You know about the plan for the sacrifice of elves to the deity under the direction of the High Priestess. Damn, Priestess was everyone's favorite. She played you all for fools. And you know that's why I killed her. And while you were digging around into the conduct of the church, you found out that one of her followers... Right, her protege. Sorry. So, they're planning to revive her? What, so her plans to redirect the power of the prayers wasn't enough for her? She just couldn't stop at death. Just couldn't resist the dark, huh? No offense, but how the hell did elves even get that sort of magic? I mean, aren't you all wedded to light magic or whatever? Necromancy isn't exactly, your thing. Not that it's mine either. For the record, necromancy is an abhorrent strain of magic that corrupts anyone who uses it. Yes, I killed her, but that's different. God, why are we even having this conversation? It's not as though it's going anywhere. You know what? I'm not getting into this right now. You just told me that an elf is planning to use necromancy to revive a high priestess who I only killed because she had plans to sacrifice living beings. Does that not concern you more than the ethics of necromancy? My priorities? What about your priorities? Clearly one of us needs to straighten them out, and it's not me. Besides, why do I trust an elf after years of being hunted by them? Now, me being a murderer has nothing to do with this. The number of murderers is still net zero, since I killed a prospective mass murderer. Oh, so what? Just because she hadn't technically killed anyone yet doesn't change the fact that... You know what? This is stupid. I'm moving on. No, we're moving on. So you figured out this plan. What does that have to do with me? What's your goal here? Okay, so you called me out on killing the priestess, but now you're asking me to help you kill the... Do you hear yourself right now? No, stop. You were just on my case about killing the priestess, but now you're asking me to kill another person for you? Well, yeah, I get the stakes here, but do you hear the hypocrisy? Why should I trust you even the slightest bit? I don't, for the record. Fine. Whatever. Just get me to do the dirty work. Not as if I have any say in it. As if it even matters. Elves. Well, obviously I'm going to do it. Let an elven necromancer just exist in the world? Absolutely not. So what's your plan then? Your plan? For the... Did you seriously come here without a plan? Oh my god. You really are stupid. You came here to ask me to help you murder a guy, but you had no plan for how to do so. Can't fucking believe... Fine. We need a plan, but first you need to explain a few things. Yes, like who you are, where you came from, how you got this information, how you even found me in the first place. The standard questions one needs to ask when being hired to be a hitman. Yes, hired. What, did you think I was going to do this for free? Out of the goodness of my heart? Absolutely not. If I'm going to tank my reputation with the elves even further, I'm going to need some compensation. Do I look like I'm kidding right now? Look, we can talk about that part later. Just answer my questions. Are you... You're kidding. You're from the church? So why... Never mind. Just keep going. You can't be serious. You were spying on the inner circle of the church. Are you insane? Ugh, a moralist. Just don't start lecturing me about it. You're the one hiring me to kill a priestling. Okay, so you're telling me that you, a junior member of the Order, have the skills necessary to find someone who's been deliberately on the run from Elven authorities for years and, until now, was completely successful in evading them? God, it's just moronic. Why am I even? So, say I believe you did this on your own, which I don't. If you were able to find me on your own, why can't you not just kill the guy? Right, well, I guess you wouldn't know how to do something like that. So now what? Well, I can't really let you leave here. You know where I am, and I'm not letting you lead the church to me, assuming you haven't done so already. Call it insurance. Oh, you don't really have a choice here. And to be honest, I still don't trust you. I don't care that you believe me. That means next to nothing. Why should I believe one elf out of thousands who've tried to stab me in the back? Literally and figuratively, mind you. I just said it doesn't matter. Stop trying to change the subject. I don't trust you because you've done nothing to earn it. You broke into my house. If that doesn't scream untrustworthy, I don't know what does. What about this entire situation gives you the impression that I'm a trusting person? Was it the wards around my house, or the fact that I threatened to kill you? Well, where else are you going to stay? Do I look like I have more than one house? Precisely. So this is the only option. I can't even believe I'm considering this. God, what's wrong with me? What? Of course I have more than one bed. You busted into my guest room, so this is where you'll stay. Oh, I don't care if the window is broken. You should have thought about that before breaking it. That's your own fault. Can't you just use your magic to fix it? I'm sure you have something up those big sleeves of yours. Ow! What was that for? I could just use those ropes again. You know, this is my house. Fine. Whatever. This is ridiculous. Make yourself at home, I guess. I don't really care what you do. Find some way to entertain yourself that doesn't involve bothering me, unless you have some idea for how to deal with your little problem. I'm making stew. Want any? Yeah. All right. Cool. Cool. Hey, I've finished that stew if you want. Son, hi. You, you fixed the window. Thank you, I guess. Not that I should even be thanking you, considering you were the one that broke it in the first place. Well, again, as I said, you could have just knocked. Well, yeah, I probably would have killed you if you tried, but that's besides the point. At least that way I wouldn't have a broken window. You fixing it doesn't matter. The window was broken is the point. You elves have no respect for private property. Ugh, don't give me that. Look, do you want to eat or not? Then stop complaining and let's go. So, you really found me on your own, Interested? In me? Why? Well, obviously I had a reason. Why would I just go out and make an enemy of the entire elven race? That would be completely insane. And, unlike somebody, I actually had a plan. You've been watching me? For how long? And more importantly, why? Well, yeah, I'm a mage. Of course my magic is different from yours. What's your point? Me? Teach you? Look, I'm flattered, but just because you're the only elf claiming to believe me doesn't mean that I automatically trust you. That would be unbelievably naive of me. Like I said, I don't know you. Why would I trust you? I don't see how getting to know each other is going to help. I can't let you leave because you know where I am, and you won't leave because I could just rat you out. Mutually assured destruction and all that. You've been stalking me. What else could you possibly have left to learn? Why would you even want to learn more about me? Yeah, whatever. Just because you trust me doesn't mean I trust you. And it definitely doesn't mean I'll answer your question. Really? You think it's good? Yeah, well, it's not like you'd have any other choice but to eat it. Some of us have to be competent enough to take care for ourselves, you know. We're not all cloistered up like you elves are. Well, thanks, I guess. And keep eating, you talk too much. Especially for an elf.